Hello, my name is Bryanna from Yoga with Bryanna, and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be moving through a couple of seated postures in those moments where you just need a little bit of movement. You're maybe getting out of bed in the morning, maybe right before you rest, maybe somewhere in between in the day where you can cross your legs or you can stay seated at the desk or somewhere that's comfortable and take a moment to pause. We're going to get started in a comfortable position, seated. That may be crossing at the legs as I am. That might be sitting on top of a block. Arrive in a comfortable seat first, and then close the eyes or lower your gaze towards the mat. Wherever you happen to be, let's start to release the hands in a comfortable position and relax the shoulders. Invite yourself to land here where you are at this point, at this time, wherever your body might be physically. Now let's gently bring the hands together. Let your thumbs rest onto the sternum at the center of your chest. And let's take 3 to 5 breaths, nice and controlled. Again, without having to judge or change anything, just observe the breath that comes naturally to you into your chest. Maybe the first couple of exhales, you exhale through the mouth, and then afterwards you make your way back in and out through the nose. And on the inhale, gently rise your arms up above your head. And exhale to bring the hands behind your back with your fingers facing backwards towards the back of the chair, the seat you happen to be in, wherever that might be. And let's start to squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift at the chest. Now, option here to interlace your fingers instead. Maybe reach for a strap or a towel or a belt, something that might be at home. Try to find your breath at a steady rhythm. And then we'll bring the chin back down to the chest. Release the hands. Bring the hands towards the knees, and we'll take a couple of seated cat-cows. Let's start with the hands coming in towards the inner thighs. Squeeze at the shoulders. Lift your chest. Exhale. Bring your hands to your knees. Lean back in the spine. Squeeze out all the air from the belly. And then inhale again. Rise up. Shoulders squeeze. Exhale. Hands to your knees. Lean back. Good. We'll do about 3 more. Arrive back to the center. Bring your left hand towards your right knee and reach your right hand up overhead. And now if you have a chair here, you can also reach for the chair along the side. Let's take another breath in. And release. Come back to the center and switch. Bring your right hand towards your left knee. Reach your left arm up. Maybe find another stable spot to reach for in your right hand. And come back to the center. Very nice. We're going to bring both hands back down to the knees. Maybe palms flip up if that's comfortable for you. Lift the chin up and back as you breathe in. Exhale your chin down to your chest. Bring the chin up and back. Exhale down to chest. Good. We'll do 1 more. Lift and lower. Center the head. We're going to take circles all the way around. Act like you're drawing a circle with your nose. And just breathe at a comfortable rhythm. Let's rotate in the other direction, still making that circle with the tip of the nose. Come back to the center. Now let's lift the right hand up, bend the elbow, and make the hand into a fist. The back of the hand should face or should be in between the shoulder blades. You can press it there. Take your left hand, also bring it back where the back of the palm is going towards the back. Close the hand into a fist And now both hands, left hand is pressing on the back of the hand, right hand is pressing on the inside of the hand. Press them both into the back, lift up the chest, and let's take about 3 breaths here. If you have space to maybe extend the hands, maybe your fingertips can touch. Maybe they bind around each other. If not, the fist is okay. Release with the right hand first, the lower down, and then the left hand. We're going to switch to the other direction. So now lift the left hand, bend the elbow, make a fist. Take your right hand, bring it back of the palm between the shoulders. Close both into a fist. Let's take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And again, we'll take about 3 breaths here. Breathe in and out at a natural rhythm. Get a nice release into the upper back. Some nice mobility for the shoulders. All right, let's release from the left hand first and then the right hand back. Both hands are onto the knees again. And just take some simple circles in the shoulders. Okay, let's take it in the other direction. And now from here, any amount, start to lean forward. You can have your hands on your thighs. Maybe you bring the hands down in front of you or on top of a block. Maybe on top of a pillow. If you want to take this a bit more passive, you can get a bolster or a longer pillow. Just rest your hands down. Gently walk back to the center. Bring the hands behind your back. If you're on a chair, you can hold under the chair or towards the back and just really reach back again. If you have a place like a ground, like the ground to stay on, then stay with your hands down and we'll seek to lift the hips up. And you'll take about 2 breaths here and then lower back down. Switch the position of your feet. So bring the opposite foot in front. And again, we're going to walk forward, whether that's just a little bit of a lean, whether that's a big lean, maybe you use a block or again, a pillow or a bolster. Any amount where you lean forward and have that nice stretch towards the hips, the glutes, the back. If you're getting ready for rest, you can have the palms facing up and get a little bit more heavy to have this be a bit more passive. And then let's bring the hands in and again behind the back, maybe reaching for that chair if that's where you are, staying here or lifting the hips for another 2 breaths. Now gently release. Very nice. We can bring the soles of the feet onto the ground. This is the last movement that we'll do. And again, if you're on a chair, you can do this with the soles of the feet planted onto the ground. And then just bring the same way that we're doing here to the foot or to the knee that's on top. And we're going to either have the right foot on the ground and seated towards the mat like I am here, or you can do this seated in a chair. Let's bring the left ankle on top of the right knee and just open off the chest towards the shin. You can take about 3 breaths to stretch the hips, the glute, the low back a little bit. If this is a bit much, you can bend at the elbows, lean a little further away from the shin. And if you want more, get closer to the shin so you can try to really puff out the chest. Now let's just release and switch. Bring your left foot down. You can rock a little bit if you'd like before we go to the other side. But when you're ready, bring the right ankle to the top of the left knee, hands behind your back. If you are on a chair, you can also just be holding onto the chair, leaning your chest forward. And again, just find that range that feels comfortable for you between your chest and your shin. Maybe wanting to stimulate a little bit more and come closer, or lean further back. We'll take about 3 breaths. You're welcome to take longer if needed, especially if you are doing this before resting. And just let your body become more comfortable with your breath. Become present to anything your body might be holding on to or anything that might be lingering from the day or from the previous days. And the body is so intelligent and it holds on to so much. So when we do these things, we really care for it, which in turn cares for ourselves. All right, let's release. And then lastly, you can bring the soles of the feet together, hands towards the shins. Take little cat-cows. If you are doing this on a chair, your feet can also be together on the floor, knees open, and you can just lean forward and back. Maybe you do this with your hands onto the knees instead. And then we'll move through little circles. If you are where I am, you can hold onto the feet. All right, rotate in the other direction. And then just release, maybe a little fold forward if you have space for that. You can use your elbows to press the knees. You can take about 3 more breaths. Rise back up. If you are on a mat, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet down, hands behind you, and then just lift at the hips and take the last 2 breaths of our practice today. Gently let's lower down, cross at the legs, and you are all good to go. I hope that you enjoyed this nice seated sequence, and you can take this with you again when you rise, maybe right before you rest, and to use this for little moments that you can get practice in. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Bryanna again, and I hope to see you soon.